Alright, let me do another rules session today. So I've just grabbed Ethiopia. I've also given this man the ability to do this public campaign. Last turn he wasn't able to do this, and we will get to this shortly. Now he can do it. Public campaign will increase the... your popularity in a country. It's a direct way for your guys to intervene
Bringing them on board.
and increase the popularity in a country.
Orders. Where to?
Now I'm also going to take this Costa Rica. This is another one I haven't done before. I never mess with the New World, in fact. And
Where do you need me?
it, I'm sure, is pretty useful.
Putting our
So
people in
Costa Rica is
place.
just a smaller developed country on the equator. It's only taking up 8.5 action points. But I will start it out the same as I've done with Ethiopia, having it cracked. Now what I've also done I've taken a minute in the break to simplify this priorities thing so that I don't need to click through all the buttons with you. And I'm starting to do more mature, nuanced approaches to everyone's investment points at the moment, basically. So that will be great, and I can keep that going in the background, I think. Not a problem there. So I'm gonna do this with all my more important nations, even Kazakhstan. Alright, so now I can begin this one running.
They are not life forms.
Met another guy. Now, as you know, I have a bunch of dudes. So basically, these guys are also producing resources, same as my nations, and also my space assets will be doing that. But that is of less concern to us. Right now, what matters a lot is these attributes. Everyone has a set of attributes, everyone has experience. Every 20 experience, they can get a new attribute or another trait. And the traits are, some of the traits are useless, some are very good. Quick Learner is huge. It means you can get a new attribute at 16 points instead of 20. So a couple of these people I recruited mostly because they have that Quick Learner. It's extremely important. Striver gets you up to 30% XP, but I don't have any of those this round. Now, in terms of the attributes, there are 3 of them that are kind of better than the others. That's Persuasion, Command, and Administration, because what those do is give you more control point cap. And a lot of my control point cap just comes from my guys and their attributes. So this lady is producing 12 control point with 6 plus 4 plus 2. And in fact, starting at around this point in the game, what I'm going to be doing extensively is only really boosting the control point cap ones of these for a while, until I get a higher level there. Now the other thing is these orgs. Orgs can provide a lot of stuff. They can provide attributes, like this HAL one is providing 4 administration, 1 persuasion. So HAL is also providing 5 control point cap. It can also provide these missions, and all my guys have different missions. There's sets of missions I want. One problem I've had is that this Nigerian dude, Kashimawo, does not have a key early game mission, which is Control Nation. So the reason why I haven't been grabbing 4 nations a turn, instead only grabbing 3, is that one of my 4 guys does not have Control Nation. But for example, this HAL is giving him 3 more things. It's giving him the publicity campaign I mentioned. It's giving him this advise, which is going to be
Significant support.
really great later. And it's giving him stabilize, which will also be very important for him because he's a command specialist. I'm also going to grab this. For him, he has a good amount of espionage. This will boost his espionage when it clicks. These things only come on board in between turns. And then it's also going to give him Steel Project, which will be another nice one of these. So that's another thing the orgs do is give you your missions, which you need to have the missions you need, then that doesn't really matter anymore. They also give you resources. So I'm going to buy this one here. I'm not going to keep it forever, but this one gives me a bunch of money. So if you see up here, I'm getting 54 cents a day. After I get diamond products, well, also when the turn changes.
We're taking over.
Very good. Now let's wait for the turn to change here quickly in the middle of my run. Click. Okay, now the turn's changed. Now we jump back to here and we will find that Xenon has diamond products online and my income is now 2.3. The other thing, I'll look at this one. This one here is very important as well. It's giving me one mission control, which will be very useful as described. I'm also giving it to Xenon. But what else it's doing is the other key piece of this particular puzzle, and it also matters for the space assets, is increasing your percentages. Now I mentioned before that my astronaut and my old scientist were good for my tech. Now why are they good for my tech? Good for my tech because of this ability right here, which I'm clicking on, Astronomer, plus 15% space science research. And in a couple of turns I'll get more deep into the science, but I'll just quickly show you now. This is my space science research thing, and right now it's on plus 18%. 15 of that comes from that one dude. Let me tell you, that's very major. And the other one you can have a better understanding of now, even though it's not as significant. This new spacecraft thing I just gave to Xenon, it has plus 3% boost, mission control, and space program. So that's the other boost you can get. These things will boost my industrial capacity of my countries, right? So, oh, this is not the one I just gave her. This is an older one. This is the one I just gave her at 4%. So those two combined. Now we go over here. We're looking at France. We're looking at boost. And you see there it says plus 12% to my boost is a thing. Down at the bottom of that little square. And then if I go to mission control, it's plus 10. The difference between the 10 and the 12 is my International Space Station. I'll tell you about this as the last in let's say 3 episodes. And those things can become major. Both of those. The science one, like this Wolf Corp, is giving me plus 1% to military science. That can very quickly become major. Not 1%, but 15%, yes. Like, for example, this International Monetary Fund, I can't afford it. It's very strong. One of its strongest things will be 6% boost to economy, 4%. All those percentages down at the bottom are big. I'm going to kind of try to save up for this one if I can. But now also this lady has time to upgrade. So I'm going to give her an administration. Now if you can see, she's currently at 6. I press that button. Now she's going to 7, and also up in the corner my control points are going from 191 to 192, so watch that. See, there you go. Now I'm up to 192 over here. I'm going to detach from Costa Rica for now. I'm still a bit over, so I'm actually going to take the opportunity to detach from Armenia as well. And even now I'm a bit over, but now I'm just going to sit on this for a minute. As you can see here, it'll tell you I'm only losing 0.1 per month from my control point cap, which is not bad. So I'll leave it here for now. And then in the future turns I'll grab more stuff that'll be cracked. So that's kind of an overview of these guys. I want to level them up. I want to get them good orgs. Administration gives you your org capacity. That's a pretty important one as well. Alongside, you're only allowed 15 orgs. But I'll show you about that a bit more in the future. For now, I will let you go.